Hello, my name is Mark Clamage, and this is the latest update on the Old Town Cemetery project that I'm doing on behalf with a grant from the Mansfield Local Cultural Council and the Massachusetts Local Cultural Council. And I'm doing the project. This is a 3D model of the Old Town Cemetery in Mansfield. I'm doing the project in SketchUp, and you can actually download the file that I've created, as well as the SketchUp viewer, which is what you see on screen right now. And there are links on my website to show you where to pick up these files. So let's load the model into the SketchUp viewer and take a look at what's going on. So here we go. Um, this is an overhead view of the cemetery, and as you can see, I've kind of gridded it off. There are numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going across the top, letters A, B, C, D, E, F going down the side. And so if you wanted to look at a grave in, let's say, this area right here, that would be in 1F. And if you look up on the top, these tabs are preset views that will take you to the location. So we want to look at 1F. So we click 1F and we fly down. And here we are in 1F. And you can see I've tagged the graves with the names and information about the people who were buried there. Now, what I want to do is look around, and if you look over here, there are a couple of icons, and we're going to use this one. This is the look around icon. What that does is you stay in the same place, but as you move the cursor, you go around in a circle around the location where you're located, where you're standing. Um, Alternately, you can use this, which is the orbit tool, and that will take you around in a circle around a certain point rather than standing at a certain point and looking around. Let's go back to 1F. There is also this walk tool, which allows you to move through the model, and then I'll say, now I want to go in this direction, so I switch to the look around tool, and then I go back to the walk tool, and now I can go in this direction. Let's go back to the start, and you'll also see that there are certain areas of the model of the cemetery are enclosed behind fences, and so I've called those out individually. Enclosure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6A and 6B, 7, 8, all the way through 11. Um, and that's going to need to be updated too. But for now, so let's say we want to look at area E1. So we go to enclosure E1, and here you can see a grave that I haven't identified yet, but generally speaking, I've got most of the information in here, and I've set up these little signs so you know that what you're looking at in the next area. We go to E4, then it takes us over there. It turns off the tags for E1 and turns on the tags for enclosure 4. Then I've also started pulling out some interesting spots to look at. For instance, here's the grave of little Ida, who was born out of wedlock. No one's quite sure who her parents are, although they have an idea. She only lived a year, and because she was born out of wedlock, she was buried off in a corner of the graveyard by herself. So that's one of the many sad stories to be found in the Old Town Cemetery in Mansfield. and I will be doing more of that. I still got my work cut out for me. There's still a lot of stuff that hasn't been tagged yet. There's also this area right here where I've got generic headstones. I need to identify who's buried in these graves and update the information on them. But that's where it's going. Oh, and the other thing is that I'm maintaining a database, which is right here. This was an existing database based on an earlier survey, which divided the graveyard up into sections and then numbered the graves within those sections. And you can see over here, here are my new numbers that I am creating as I go along. And then I also put in the enclosure. So let's say you want to look at Nahum Williams. You look it up on the database here. You say, oh, it's in location 1D, and it's number 256. And then we go back to the viewer. We go to 1D. Takes us on a beautiful ride through the underground. That's the working model underneath it. And here we are in Area 1D, and as I look around, there's Nahum Williams, 1805 to 1878. So I still have my work cut out for me on this project, but it's getting there. And I really encourage people to download the SketchUp viewer, which is free, and then download the model, which is also free. And take a look at it for yourself. If you see something wrong, please let me know. And we'll get there. The Old Town Cemetery is the oldest historical site it left in downtown Mansfield. And it really deserves to be discovered or memorialized, I guess I'll say, in this way. And thank you very much. Please email me at mark.clamage@gmail.com if you have any questions. That's marc.clamage@gmail.com. Thank you very much for your time.